Hello everyone, welcome to Ultimate Diecast. My name is Tyrone and today I've got a whole bunch of Australian cars to show you. In 143, this is a 1976 HX Holden in absinthe yellow Sandman livery. It's got a few opening parts, we'll get to that in a second. But this little legend from Classic Collectibles, the steering wheels steer, the tailgate pops open, but beautiful representation of Australian motoring history. Sadly this one is missing its driver's side rear view mirror. It's been kicked off in a altercation, road rage altercation. How much can we see in there? I'll see if I can get a good angle. Got a gear shift in a different colour, that brushed aluminium look. Seats are bucket, probably vinyl, but for the tiny version we'll call it plastic. Nice. We'll see if we can pop that open for you. I don't like opening parts on any scale apart from 1 to 18, but we'll give it a crack. Seriously, what's the worst that can happen? There we go. And the tailgate comes down too. Try and get that light in there. You can put all sorts in there. But in 1976, these were either a tradie vehicle, a surfer's vehicle, or you'd fling a mattress in there for those overnighters, etc. And that hinge just sort of slides back in happily in kind of one piece, 3 pieces. But there it is, one of the most iconic 70s vehicles Australia ever produced, under the guidance of General Motors in the States obviously, but Holden's a Holden, mate. Not much on the base in terms of info, but get a bit of colour. Those cool steerable wheels, full spare tyre, and those rims or mags as they were called in the day are very authentic. I've got it in 143 by Biante too, with the red walls. No opening parts on that one though. Although the bonnet looks like it opens, I've tried and failed. Happily no rear view mirrors or side mirrors on that one. They only get broken off, don't they? But amazingly more colour and detail on the interior. Close, far away. So I'll get that one out of the way, it upsets the scale. That's the first one to show you. Next one we'll go for, completely left of field, was the Leyland P76, developed by Leyland England and sent to Australia to conquer the local car market. Didn't quite do that, they went bust. Gee, look at the detail on this one, through that windshield. Crazy green colour, don't remember seeing a real one in this colour, but Tracks are known for their factory colours, so I'm assuming it did. Those oh so delicate rear view mirrors, I'd rather they didn't, but not much to see on the base of this one. A little bit of detail on the exhaust work. Stunning, just stunning. So yeah, what do I know about this? More P76 Supers were produced than any other model in the sedan range. 2 engine options were available, the overhead cam 6 at 2623cc, or the aluminum if you're in the States, V8 at 4416cc. Boot capacity was a massive 36 cubic feet. Is that right? I have heard a story of actually the guy I bought this off told me a story of his farmer mate that old fella he was hoisted a full 44-gallon drum and launched it into the back of this thing. Not this thing, obviously, it's a 143 scale, but his real version of the Leyland P76. Oh, we're looking very 70s, aren't we? Shall we shoot back to the 60s with a Holden? Mate, this is an EK Holden. So the license plate says, I hope the camera is picking those badges up. Beautiful car. Another one by Trax. Where's my little card for this one? Released May 1961, the EK wagon was essentially a facelift of the FB. However, a number of refinements were introduced, including the new hydromatic transmission and electric operated wipers for the first time. And this is in Shalimar Blue. It's a fancy name, isn't it? I wonder how the windshield wipers were operated before electricity was plugged in. What have we got on the bottom? Just the sump and exhaust and mufflers. Nice. They go well together, don't they? It's a nice range of colours. Should we go Falcon next? Let's go for this one. This is a lump. I love picking up a car and it's got a bit of weight to it. Released August 1970. This is the XW Falcon GTHO Phase 2. Although on the card it would appear Phase 11. But it's Phase 2. Ford continued to develop its sheer power theme. I'm not making that up. With the release of the Phase 2 GTHO, and the stopwatch proved that it was a speed sensation with a standing quarter covered in just 14.4 seconds! 14.4 seconds doesn't seem very fast, but in August of 1970 it shook everyone's world, apparently. I was born a couple of months after it was shaking everyone's world on the quarter mile. Oh, look at that detail. 143. What a sweet spot. What colour? It's reef green. Don't worry if the camera's not picking up green, because my eyes aren't either. Reef green. Should we peer through the driver's window like we're at a closed car sale? It's the only time to go shopping for cars, isn't it? And there's no salesman around. But these days, more and more, you can't get that close to the new cars. Sweet. Actually, speaking of car sales, there's, as we ogle, not much underneath, thin tyres. But that's realistic. What a beauty. Yeah, there's a new way of shopping for cars I've found in the last few years. You go to a huge warehouse when they're open and you can actually sit in all the cars. You can't start them unless you call somebody over, but they generally leave you alone as we peruse a Chrysler VF Valiant Pacer. Just know these as a VF Valiant or a VF. But every car ever made in Australia had a parent. This one, Chrysler. These were really popular. This one, released in March 1969, the Pacer four-door sports sedan heralded Chrysler's push into the younger market, and especially those demanding high performance. It's funny to talk about high performance, isn't it? When you get into a Camry, it would thrash this these days. Anyway, No personality to a Camry, but, you know, efficiency. Its stunning red and black grille, as we see here, and sporty looking exterior stood out from the rest of the Valiant VF lineup. Trax did a wonderful job. Loving the colour of that interior against the blue. They haven't told me the colour of this. I'll just call it blue. Loving it. Loving it. That'll go next to that one. And what else do I have to show you? Last one for the day. Let's close on the obvious. The XC Falcon hardtop. GS hardtop. Sitting low, as the two doors liked to do, unless the kids got hold of them and put bigger wheels on them, and they'd jack up the back. But this one looks great. Slung low. Released December 1976. At the time of release, Ford retailed this coupe for $6,337, with the GS option replacing the GT, a decision that angered Ford fans. I didn't feel angered, but I was only 4. Was I? I was only 5. At the time, angered Ford fans at the time, and it was to be reversed many years on. Okay. Completely unaware of that. Let's just look at the damn car. Ford on the nose. Kind of looks like that bonnet might lift up, but it does not. Oh man, it's so iconic for Australian motoring. Sweet. Those massive heavy doors. They've done a nice little trick on these mirrors. They've tucked them in a bit. They're not on stalks to be easily snapped off, which is clever. 1993 on the base. So getting on, the old girl, even in little form. But what do we say? December 1976, the XC Falcon. Normally a 4-door. And then there's, I can't remember which exact model it is, but it's got the hidden headlights in the 2-door, and that's known as the Landau. Stunning car. Can't see a lot through that interior. Through that window to the interior, maybe through the windshield. Steering wheel's tucked in quite neatly. There is a lot going on in there, but windows don't seem to want to show it off. I think that's all we've got time for today. That's a 10-minute video. Nice, snippy little thing. Yeah, what an array. What a show. Did you like them? Leave a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.